Hey y'all, it's your girl Lisa and I am back with another Reflections video. You guys, today I want to talk to you about being a victim. Y'all, this is something that I know all too well. Why? Because I played the biggest victim in my life. Like, if you looked up the word victim, you would probably see my face next to it. I'm telling you, I won an Academy Award in playing the victim role. All right, but as I traveled through that course of trying to become a better person, trying to grow, and just trying to be a better me, and trying to love myself more, I started to learn that I was just accepting being a victim. I was just accepting that. And it was something that caused a lot of pain and a lot of heartache in my life. So I had to grow, and I had to grow out of that. And it took some steps. It took a lot of prayer, it took counseling, and it took good, godly friendships to help me to kind of get out of that role and to get out of that space. So if you guys don't know if you're playing the victim within your life, then I'm going to give you 5 tips that will help you to figure out if you are. Not only that, if you figure out that you are playing the victim, then I'm also going to give you 5 tips to help you to step outside of that mindset, to help you get into the state of mind where you are no longer a victim, but a victor. Okay, so if you want to learn what helped me so that I can help you, then just keep watching. So I'm going to give you 5 tips that were given to me. These are not my tips. These are tips that were given to me that helped me to recognize that I was playing within the victim role. So tip number 1 was everything is negative. Everything I do, everything I say, every action, everything that I see, like everything is negative. Let me give you an example of seeing something negative. Like, one of your friends could get a promotion on a job. Instead of you congratulating your friend, you would say something like, well, how did she get that position? Like, or why did she get that position? I do more work than she does. Like, why did she get it? Why didn't I get it? Instead of congratulating your friend, instead of feeling happy for your friend, you feel that negative thing. Like, you feel like you have to say, well, why was I should have got that, not you. Or if one of your friends gets a new car and you're like, well, she didn't need another car. What was wrong with her car? Like, why she need that type of car? She couldn't get a Toyota. Why she get a BMW? You know, things like that. If you see the negative in most things, then you're probably playing within a victim role. So, yeah. Tip number 1, be a negative. All right, tip number 2, you ask why. Like, why? Why? I know for me, I would constantly ask, why am I going through this? Why are they treating me like that? Why? Why won't he answer the phone? That's something right there. But it was always why? Why didn't I get this? Why am I not good enough for this? Why didn't I go that way? Why did I look up at this? Why did I wear this? Why did I do my hair like this? Always a why. Why? If you're constantly asking why, you're probably a victim. Number 3, you mull over everything. And when I say mull over everything, I mean you're constantly thinking about the same thing, the same incident. I can remember there was a time, well, maybe I shouldn't tell you exactly what it was. Let's rephrase this. So there was a time when I was going through a certain thing. We won't mention it, but I was going through a certain thing, and I would just sit and think about it over and over and over again. I would go over the situation over and over again in my mind. I would constantly just play it back, wondering, what could have I done different? What could have I said different? I would just sit there and just mull over it. And I would go back to number 2. Why? So I would just be sitting there just mulling and just thinking about it. And when you're mulling and just thinking about the same thing all of the time, especially if it's something that's negative, especially if it's not bringing any positive vibes to you, then guess what? You're going to bring and draw in those negative vibes. You're gonna have those negative thoughts in your mind if that's what you're thinking of constantly. So you can't just sit there and just mull over the same things over and over and over again. Yeah, mulling is just treading over that thing, constantly treading over that thing. And you know, when you're just treading, you're not going anywhere. Okay, so yeah. Number 4, you don't think highly of yourself. So that one was a big one for me. I didn't think highly of myself. I would, you know, sit and kind of look at myself. My one thing, let me tell you my struggle. My main struggle was my acne. And I would think, okay, oh my gosh, my skin looks so bad. And, you know, I would lack confidence. I wouldn't want to take pictures. I wouldn't want people all in my face. I wouldn't want people to look at me for a long time when they talk to me. So I wouldn't look at people when I talk to them. It was like, you need confidence. You need confidence. So when you don't think highly of yourself, I feel like that means you lack confidence. And in order to get anywhere in this world, and I'm not talking about, you know, having major things or, you know, being the top notch of everything. I'm just talking about just having a place in this world and having a voice in this world. You have to have confidence. You have to exude some amount of confidence. Even if you are just trying to interact with your significant other or your children or, you know, just your friends, anybody, you have to have some level of confidence so that your light can shine. And that's what God wants from us. He wants us to illuminate from the inside out. He wants our light to shine and to shine bright. Because why? He wants people to be attracted to you only so that you can give him back the glory. So if you don't have that confidence, if you're not building that confidence within yourself, then how are you gonna shine, boo? You gotta shine, like, you know. Not only when you don't have confidence and you're kind of like a bottom feeder, guess what? People are going to prey on you because you're weak. You lack confidence. You don't think highly of yourself. So you are going to, you know, be attacked most of the time because you're an easy target. When you're down there timid and kind of just sitting there like, woe is me, this is why. All right, and number 5, you get angry first. Anger is your first response, especially if someone is trying to give you constructive criticism. You come back with anger. The first thing you say is, and you come back, I don't know who you talking to. What are you talking about? I did such and such and such and such. You could be talking about, I don't know, going to fish. And it's like, I don't even like fishing. Why do you want me to go? Like, anger is your first response to everything. That's kind of an indication that you are suffering within the victim role. So I know with me, I would be quick to anger when someone had something constructive to say to me because I felt like I had to defend myself. Why? Because I felt like I was a victim. So I was always defending myself. And in defending myself, I came off with anger first. Who you talking to? What? What'd you say? Did you really mean that? I just don't know why you feel like you can speak to me in that type of way. Like, all of that constantly. It was my first response, anger to everything. Ask me a question and I'm going to respond in an angry way. So yeah, that one was another big one for me. It helped me to realize that, girl, you a victim? You a victim? Yeah. So once I realized all of those things about myself and I was open, that's a big word. I was open to receive that this is who I was and that this is the role that I had been playing within my life. I wanted to fix it. So I got help. I got counseling. Not only did I get counseling, I got down on my knees and I prayed to the Father. And I just started working on myself. And within working on myself, I was given 5 more tips and 5 more things to do to help me to transition from that victim mode to being a victor. And I'm going to give you those tips right now. All right. So tip number 1 to stop the victim mindset is you need to create small goals. All right. So when I say set small goals, let me tell you what I did. I created a journal, you guys. I said, you know what? I'm going to set a goal where I'm going to journal every single day so that after a year, I can see how God transitioned me. So that's what I did. Got a journal, broke it out. and I just started writing every day. And that small goal helped me to build other goals. Like, it helped me and taught me how to goal set. It really did. So create something small. Create a small goal that you want to reach. I don't know, maybe you want to take a class. Maybe you want to take a calligraphy class, or maybe you want to, I don't know, run a marathon. And that's a big goal to me, but you can start by, maybe running a 5K or walking a 5K, something like that. Set a small goal where at the end you'll be proud of yourself, and it'll take your mind off of some of the negative things that you keep going over and over and over in your mind. Okay, so set small goals. Number 2, give to others. There's something about giving, you guys. First of all, that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to give of ourselves constantly. We should be giving constantly. I mean, it doesn't have to be monetary gifts. You can be giving of yourself. I'm giving right now by giving back what was given to me. So just being there, being available, being willing to help, that's giving, you guys. Just be willing to give. Give of yourself, and it will make you feel better on the inside. It will create a wholeness in you that you never knew you had. So give. Number 3, make a gratitude list. So I told you guys I journaled. That was one of my small goals. But also creating that gratitude list where I just sat down and thought about what I was thankful for that day was major for me. And I can tell you, there were days, maybe back in 2018, where I just wrote down, Lord, I'm grateful for toothpaste. Like, God, thank you for toothpaste. I promise you, it's in my journal, because I just started to be grateful for the small things. And when I started to be grateful for the small things, God started multiplying my life, started multiplying in ways that I never thought that he would. I started receiving, and I'm not just talking about things, y'all. I'm talking about love, favor, gratefulness, just wanting to giving me more so that I could give more. Like knowledge, there was so much that I started to receive in just being grateful. So start a gratitude journal. I'm telling you, it will work. And even if you have to just start with, Lord, I'm thankful for toothpaste. Start there. All right, number 4, get closure on past hurts. Ooh, child, that's big, girl. Ooh, that's big. Ooh, closure. Ooh, that's big. You gotta get closure. You have to get closure. And we can be hurt in many ways. It's not just being hurt by, your spouse, but there's church hurt. There is family hurt. There is work hurt, okay? Co-workers can hurt you. There's a lot of ways that we get hurt, right? But we have to find closure. You cannot move forward if you're still standing back there, worried about why, worried about how, worried about this is what this person did to me. If you just standing back there just being a victim and dwelling and mulling and all of that, you're never going to be able to move forward. Not only that, you'll take all of that stuff with you into the new season that God is preparing you for, and you don't want to do that. So you have to get closure. Close those doors. Let it go. So you hear people talking about closure, right? So you have to get closure. Let me tell you what I did to get closure, and this is a bonus. There were a couple of situations that I needed closure on. So what I did was I took in my mind, I said, okay, I no longer want to be a victim. I need to get closure and I need to move on. So what I did was I didn't talk about that hurt for 7 days straight. I didn't talk about it. I tried not to think about it. I just tried to just let it go for 7 straight days. Okay. After the 7th day, I decided that I needed to be forgiven. And I wanted to give forgiveness, okay? Because I made some mistakes in that transaction of mess too. So I needed to be forgiven and I wanted to give forgiveness. So I reached out. And here's the thing. If you don't hear back from that person that hurt you, then you know that you've done what you could do. You let it go for the 7 days, didn't talk about it. You reached out and you said, I want to forgive and I need forgiveness. And you ask, can we have this conversation? So if the conversation doesn't happen, then guess what? Move on. Give yourself time to just heal in it. Just heal in it. Give yourself what? I don't know. I think I gave myself 20 days. I think it was 20 days just to heal from it, to work on it. If I had to write it down, get it all out, all of that, just to work on it, heal on it. After that, if within that 20 days that person didn't come to me and we didn't talk and we didn't work it out and there was no resolve, and even if they do call and you talk and you work it out, only do that for the maybe like 20 more days. And once it's done, let it go. Let it go. Be done with it. That's what I did. And I'm telling you guys, I was healed. I was healed. And I don't have to go back to those situations anymore. I don't think about them. I don't worry about them. It's like, it's done. It's done. So try that. Try that. So just try to get past your past hurts. Let it go. Let it go. And then number 5, take ownership of your decisions, because guess what? You're in the situation because you chose to be. I know that's hard. Ooh, I know that's hard. Ooh, that last was hard. It's hard. But guess what? You're in that situation because you chose to be. You chose to be. God is so good. He is so good. God directs our path, but we choose what we want. We choose. He gives us direction. He gives us example. He tells us what's right, but we choose. He's a gentleman. We choose. So you have to remember, you chose the situation. You chose this. It was all you. So yeah, so once you've taken ownership for all of that, you guys, the next thing is to just lose it. Just lose the victim mindset and see yourself as a victor. Because after all of that, you've won. I'm telling you. It was the greatest thing that could have ever happened to my life, was me letting go and breaking those chains of being a victim off of me. And from that moment, I just feel so light now in my life. I feel like I can conquer anything. I feel like I don't even need as much, like I don't have to have all of the things, and I don't have to do all of the things. All I want is just to be happy from this point on and to no longer be a victim. And once I did that, I started attracting amazing people into my life. And I know that it's because I dropped that victim mindset. And now your girl is a victor. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Mostly I hope that it helped. That's my prayer, that it helps, because I'm not here and I'm not doing these videos just because. Yes, I do appreciate the likes. Yes, I do appreciate the shares. And yes, I do appreciate if you would subscribe. But you know what? If I just reach one person and help one person, then that's all God wanted me to do to begin with. Alright, so like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, and do not forget to subscribe. And if you already subscribed, hit that notification bell, ding ding. That way, anytime I post a video, you will be notified. But most of all, y'all be blessed. Keep planning, keep praying, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.